right, welcome one and all. Avast and ye welcome to Sirens and Silver, our D&D 5th edition adventure taking place in the high seas of my own campaign world, Olestria. My name is Michael, I am the Dead Aussie Gamer, and I am surrounded by some amazing and wonderfully talented individuals. These people here, my friends, welcome everyone!
Yarr!
Yarr! All right, that music is very upbeat for how much danger you guys are actually in. So we're just gonna. No, seriously, you guys might die. Okay, so so going into what we're doing here today, we are playing in a high seas pirate-themed adventure set in a fantasy world. Each of these characters are members of a crew piloted by none other than the infamous Captain Razorbeak, or Fork as he is known to his friends. I'm only going to say it right when Rob's not here, so yeah. There. We have, of course, none other than these people here who are my friends from across the internet. But to tell you about who they are and what they're playing, we're going to throw the ball over to them, starting with none other than my dearest friend, Robert Hartley, GM, who is obviously always here on time, wearing brass bells, looking amazing.
Michael?
Yeah?
I just took a new profile picture of him. I've put it in the Discord, so you can replace his picture with that if you want to. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yes.
It's a really good fit, right? It's just like him.
Oh yeah, absolutely perfect. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
So give me a moment. Give me a moment. It is definitely perfection, I feel.
Yep.
It just as he's not here, let's represent him as he would wish to be represented.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, something that embodies both Rob and his character simultaneously.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that we know exactly. There we go. Look at that.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Truly an uncanny likeness.
All right, that's uncanny. The image is just absolutely mwah. There we go. So yes, Rob Hartley, GM of none other than the VLDL crew, playing the role of Captain Fork, a worshipper of creatures from deep within the depths of the ocean, and manager of this cadre of cutthroat and cold-blooded people.
Manager. Chaos Shepherd, maybe.
Chaos Shepherd. Chaos Shepherd. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Next up, of course, keeping the ship in ship-shop shape. That didn't make sense, but I'm going to keep going anyway. Is none other than Alistane, played by the wonderful Patrick, a.k.a. That Grey Gentleman. G'day, Pat.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Patrick Keefe. I am that great gentleman everywhere on the internet, and I portray Alistane Porter, bosun of the... What's the ship's name this time?
The
bosun of this ship.
I'm gonna call it the Razor's Dentures.
The Razor's Dentures.
Yep.
I feel like that needs workshopping, but we'll figure it out.
All right. Next up on our list of amazingly talented players is the wonderful and incredible talent of Janet from World Anvil, playing the role of the sensual Swift. Hello!
Hi, that me. Hello, I'm Janet. I run World Anvil. I also write RPGs. It's nice to be here. I play Swift. She's what you get if you swash a crossbuckler. No, cross a swashbuckler. I can make all the human words, I swear. Cross a swashbuckler with Jessica Rabbit. And I got a new toy.
Yeah.
It doesn't shoot pajamas.
Yes,
it's going to be one of those days. It doesn't shoot pajamas or even piranhas.
So can I just take...
I need more coffee or less coffee. I don't know which anymore.
Can I just take a moment to say that unless Patrick's done something that I'm unaware of, that of all of us, you're the only published author among the team.
Yes.
Okay,
that is technically true.
No, just to put things into perspective for the folks at home.
I wrote books, guys. I wrote books.
I'm really good at it, I swear.
There's no technical about it. That's just true.
It's factual.
Yes, of course.
I write books. They're fun. They have silly things in them.
They are.
They are fun and also epic. So if you ever decided that you wanted to play the Dark Crystal RPG, just saying, that was written by it's got her Punim all over it. It's
also got some sea adventures in it, so you can play these kinds of games in the Dark Crystal if you want to.
There you go.
Just saying.
And of course, last but certainly not least, with his squishy and lovable face, we have, of course, Azales.
Hello! Hi, I'm Josh Dread GM. I'm very excited to jump into game today because we left it on a cliffhanger of epic proportions. If you want to see what I do, you can search Dreaded GM on Twitch, and you can probably find me there throughout the week doing world building, home brewing, and all that sort of stuff. And you can check out our YouTube channel as well, where we have a bunch of previous cool things that we've done as well. So thank you so much.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
All right. Now, before we get started, we got a quick shout out to do, which is, of course, for our lovely sponsors. Our sponsors for today are none other than Hero Forge for the wonderful artwork such as this handsome devil here, and many others that you will see throughout the show.
He's missing his teeth.
He's missing his teeth. Yes. He's missing his teeth. He's got some teeth. He's got, like, there's his little teeth. Sirenscape for the wonderful soundtrack that we will hear throughout the game today. Such as that. And, of course, to Fantasy Grounds for our VTT of choice. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Now, there's one more person we need to thank, or should I say one more group of people we need to thank, and that is, of course, you guys. You guys are our wonderful, wonderful audience. And because you are donating your time to come and playing this game with us, there are ways that you can interact with the game as we are playing. In addition to the channel points that offer things such as divine intervention, full heals for people who you may happen to like, and the like, all of which are at the cost of points you earn from just watching. You also have a number of ways that you can interact with the stream through donations. $5, you can give someone a hero point, which will allow them to petition the GM for nonsense, re-roll, or add things to their checks, or jinx points to me so I can do mischief. Yeah. For $10, I will draw from a deck of random plot twists 3 cards, and you get to pick one that will immediately happen, because that's how plot twists should work. They're twisty and they're plotty. For $20, you can give someone a natural 20, the coveted D20 that will go to a person of your choice. For $50, we will also buff up a boss or provide the group with a magic item. And for 100 big old dollary doos, don't swear, Michael, we have a secret menu item. Now, the secret menu item only ever gets said at the start of the show, which for today's secret menu item. The secret menu item is as follows. One member of our group will be in the possession of a secret and sacred tattoo. This tattoo will give them phenomenal powers, and if you are a fan of One Piece, let's just say that you might appreciate some of the powers that are granted to this individual. I won't give more than that, because again, it wouldn't be much of a secret if I gave everything, but that is the secret menu item for today. It is a magic tattoo that will grant a supernatural power circa One Piece to a member of the crew. So there you go. All right, I think that's us. So, without any further ado, let us begin.
Further?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. All right. When last we left our adventuring heroes on the Sea of Dread, they were, of course, having recently battled against a maelstrom of phosphorescent rain, which threatened to set ablaze their vessel. Our crew had managed to navigate their ship down below the waves, where they met a giant sperm whale who was carrying this handsome devil in his belly, Jaggerjaw. And then, of course, after their escapade, escaping from this said whale, the group managed to convince Jaggerjaw to help repair the ship. However, the damage from their submersion and its subsequent attack from the sperm whale left them in need of a dry dock unless they could find some pieces out in the ocean. Well, as luck would have it, a Talvaronian ship happened to be passing nearby and ripe for the taking. Our group staged an assault, armed with their new ramfish horn headpiece that was granted to them by Azales and fitted by Alastane. The vessel crashed, bam, straight into the side of this navy vessel, which not only tilted it heavily to the side, but also began a epic combat as people were flung across ships. Murder was happening all over deck. There were wizards, there were archers, there were soldiers. Blood flew, mostly mine, but it just like this huge battle just absolutely took over. When all of a sudden the captain of the ship began his final move. He sent out a magical signal across to the rest of the crew and awoke a creature from within the depths of the ship. You can see the creature below. I do wish I could comment on who the artist is, because I've seen this art like everywhere. But if you know who the artist is, please let me know in chat. because I would like to thank them and maybe give them a little bit of money because I love their art and they're amazing and I want them to keep doing art. But yes, this giant ship opened its hull and revealed teeth, razor-sharp fangs, as the boat itself turned into a mimic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Large,
Ship mimic.
this large, colossal-shaped mimic roared and bellowed and trembled, and as the captain and crew were finally seizing control over the ship, one final ploy had been made. A device had been activated, arming each of the Talvaronian soldiers with a self-detonating bomb. All of them are starting to glow with these runic symbols that are now etched onto their armor, cracks appearing and a light glowing from them as they are about to detonate. The large mimic, however, turns its attention towards your own vessel, looking to devour it and bring it whole into its belly. Meanwhile, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Captain Fork is flying high above, while Swift is alone piloting your vessel. Alistane, you are inside of the ship along with Azales, along with a 3-armed creature known as an Ektach, named Pugrim, who shovels the poop from the poop deck out of the window.
I believe our captain has arrived.
Oh, have they now? Oh, I see.
Yes.
Well, I suppose then we should allow people to see him. I mean, there we go. And ta-da! There he is.
A wild Rob appears. Hi, Rob.
Rob.
Captain Fork comes flying in, having been ejected from the mimic ship so far that he landed in a different realm of existence where time doesn't pass in the same fashion as other things.
Yes, unfortunately, the god Lathander seemed to have been imperiled, and the only way to deal with it is to get the times just right. We call this period of time daylight savings.
Yeah,
it is it's a terrible time. It's a time of mourning and loss. So there we go. All right, well, this is a good place to commence.
Sincere apologies for fucking up. This was not on anything other than my forgetting the time. I had some friends over for pizza and checking out the cute little puppy.
Do you want to invite your friends to stream? They can come stream. I mean,
we got into.
maybe they'll remember what time we start.
We're gonna need all the help we can get. Please
We got
invite
so
them.
into puppy and pizza that I forgot that we were streaming.
The big question
what time it was.
is, do we have a name yet?
All right.
Contentious.
Not to change the topic too much, because we had an epic
Check
intro
out this
there.
that I made today.
Oh my gosh.
I painted this
Whoa.
today.
We're not fighting that.
It looks like we are either going for Archie or Harvey. I'm leaning towards Archie. Lizzie's leaning towards Harvey. So we'll see.
Ooh.
As far as the dog's concerned, they're the same name.
Harvey Archer.
Harvey, Archie.
Harvey.
All right. Where is Captain Fork? Have I been
Fine.
devoured?
We are just establishing where we are in the midst of this battle.
We just forgot the name of the creature is Eshtay as well, right? Eshtay? Yeah, correct? What was, is that the creature's name?
Etach.
Attack.
It's an Etach. It's a 3-armed giant.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Pugrim. Yeah.
Pugrim.
Pugrim.
Yes.
As always,
Grim
Robert
Grim.
Hartley community has come through. The artist for this wonderful mimic drawing is Demizu Pozuka.
Posuka.
Yes. So if you get a chance to,
guessing.
please go check them out. Go send them love. Tell them that I love them and their work and that they are an amazing human being. Yes. Love into the world. But yes, giant mimic. Fork, you are currently flying overhead. You see that the cracks in the Talvaronian armor signal as though there is some sort of self-detonation that is about to occur on the back of the giant ship, which is transformed into a mimic. Your ship is also about to be eaten by said mimic as the large teeth are turning and looking like they're going to be coming down like a ton of bricks on your ship.
Nice. I kind of want this mimic ship. If it's going to destroy my ship, then I'm leaving here with a ship. That's Captain Fork's thinking. I will be leaving here with a ship. If it destroys mine, I will take this ship and I will make it mine. So I was, from memory, I'd been flown from the ship with control water from our ship. I'd flown over and landed next to the captain and went, look at me, I'm the captain now. And I went to try and cut his head off and like take control. And then the ship turned into a mimic and I was on the helm of their ship. So then why am I in the sky now? What's happened at this point?
As the ship's mouth is sort of opened, it's kind of just like, it's kind of like launched everyone back and up a bit. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's now turbulent on the ground here.
Is there anyone on the deck of this mimic ship that looks like they are in control of it in any way?
No, not at all.
Okay. Is there still when it became mimic? Did all of the deck accoutrements disappear? Like, does it seem like there is actually still a helm with a steering wheel and everything?
Yes, but they look more decorative than anything else.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that's what I was trying to work out. Not sure what to do. I will. It looks like it's about to come down on my ship, right?
It looks like it's about to like turn 90 degrees at the midsection in order to just take a chunk out of it.
Okay, is there anything I can do to distract this thing? If I was to shoot it on the opposite side, you said it's turning 90 degrees to snap at my ship.
Yeah.
If I was to shoot it on this side, do I think that I might be able to, like, would that thought occur to me? Is it the size and scale that I might even be able to distract it?
Depends on the damage you deal. You know that the mimic itself has covered itself in these plates and bits and pieces as well. So it's kind of like in a space. It's almost like the hull of the ship is functioning as armor. If you blast a hole big enough, it's almost like exposing your side. And as you've hypertensioned that side, if you get hit, it will then reflexively twist back. So you could potentially do that.
I'm gonna do that. I'm going to use the thing that I have prepared from the beginning of this campaign for in case we ever need to sink a ship. I'm using Shatter. I'm using Shatter at a 5th level spell, and I'm going to target it right at the waterline on that side. He's flexing away. He's tensing that side of his quote unquote neck, the bilge of the ship, and I'm going to hit Shatter right on the waterline so that if it breaks anything open, it'll let water on.
Very nice.
Blah blah blah. Thunder Constitution saving throw, please. He is a creature made out of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, metal, wood, etc. So he has advantage on the disadvantage on the saving throw, please.
Okay, so with disadvantage, we start with a 24 and go to a 12.
Oh shit! He managed. He actually fails. Awesome. He will take 3d8 thunder damage. A non-magical. Higher levels. That's at this level. 5d8 thunder damage.
All right. So as you begin to conjure your spells, you watch as the wood starts to splinter outwards. You see like these tiny fibers start to snap, and then all of a sudden, with one colossal explosion, there's just the side is now opened, revealing what looks to be like this kind of like fleshy kind of organish kind of substance off to the side. What's the damage?
I'm just trying to work out how to do this in Fantasy Grounds. I'm logging into Fantasy Grounds.
All right.
He doesn't count as a non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried.
He does not.
Cool. Blah blah blah. Painfully loud ringing sound. Blah blah blah. That's everything. I'm just seeing if I forgot anything else about the spell.
Cool.
All right. Well, I look up the damage.
Yeah, that's okay. You can roll the damage. We can move. Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Next up is Jagsy. Now Jagajaw has been climbing up the side of the boat with, I believe, Swift on his back. Is that correct?
You're right.
22 damage.
No.
Wait, what was the question?
Was someone climbing? Because Jagsy was climbing from the ship up onto the mimic, and I feel like someone was on his back.
It wasn't Swift. Swift is on the ship. Swift was on the wheel, and she's got Binkley, who's going, friend.
All right.
Remember? On her shoulder. Maybe it was Alistair.
Maybe it was Alistair. Might have been
Has Alistane
I
again
think-
forgotten that he can fly?
Maybe.
Alistane did not was flung off of the ship.
Yes,
on
that's
Oh,
right,
you
yeah, yeah,
failed
so-
your saving throw. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
yes.
so Jagsy kind of has you and sort of like pulls you up, and he says, as he looks down at Alistair, he says, "What's the matter, Scaly? Your fight's over already."
Please, this isn't the first time you've bridal carried me, and let's not pretend that it is.
Yeah, but you remember last time, Captain said that next time he catches us spooning, he'll kill all of both of us. Now, as this happens, Jagsy will climb up to the top, and as he does, he's kind of grab Alistane by the belt, and then what he does is, rather than climbing up, he literally like does a judo hip throw and just throws him at the nearest Talvaronian soldier.
No.
Hip, cook. All right.
Jagsy, I'm not your bowling ball.
No, bowling balls would have gotten a strike, mate. Let's see if Jagsy gets a strike. So he gets a... Oh, almost. He gets a 15, so that'll hit one dude. As Alistane, you go bowling into one of the guys on the deck. Now, if memory serves as well, there's also a shark on deck who is currently floundering around. A very large great white shark who is just...
Yes, there is.
And munching on people on the deck as well.
That's what
courtesy-
I was doing.
Yeah, courtesy of Swift. I remember. Yeah, there we go. And that is all. Meanwhile, below deck, next to Azales, Pugrim, the three-armed giant. Oh no! Oh, this is bad! Oh, calm down, girl! Calm down! Oh no! Everyone's gonna... Okay. He drops what looks to be a strange stone with a rune on it.
Right.
He quickly moves and he tries to pick it up, and he grabs it with his third arm. He looks at Azales, big sword in hand, blood dripping down his face. He goes, no thanks, and he climbs.
Just quickly, point of order. I think I remember describing my conquering presence last session, which means that I can't remember who succeeded and who failed on it, but they would have a movement speed of 0, and they're not able to move away.
Oh no, I
Their
can't move
knees are
away. I do
shaking.
remember this. All right,
I
well.
didn't remember how terrified I am of you.
Oh no! I'm so terrified I can't run away, which is kind of silly, but I guess that will
No,
be what happens.
Fight, flight, and freeze. It's a perfectly valid response to being in terror.
Yeah.
You've not heard of deer in the headlights?
All right, well.
So Azales is
He's
gonna
like,
roll
I'm not
his
a toilet
shoulders.
Can he,
What
can
a
he, can he,
deer
pu-
is.
can, wait, can, so first of all,
What
can he
headlights?
just punch you?
He just no, because I'm not. It's let me bring it up. It's my aura of conquest, and then let me bring it up.
That sounds like a euphemism.
Dear, what a headlights.
What are headlights? Yeah, aura of conquest. While you're conscious, all frightened creatures of you within 10 feet have their speed reduced to 0 and take 3 psychic damage when they start their turns in the aura. And then
So it sounds like he can punch you.
I can't remember if we came face to face or not. Or if,
Oh
like,
no,
I
he's
hadn't
got
made-
no. His third arm has got a massive reach. It's got
Yeah,
like a
that's
15
fine.
foot.
Yeah, you
he's-
can punch me as well.
Oh yeah.
The attack
You
would be
can-
at disadvantage.
Okay, yeah, cool. Disadvantage as he is going to try and clobber you.
All right.
All right, let's. Azales. All right, that's a 20 to hit as
Oh,
this
boy.
huge fist comes from between its shoulders, and as he leans forward, it basically just goes and hits you, dealing a grand total of 10 points of damage.
All right.
In
Still
addition,
standing.
you are grappled by the hand.
Okay.
As it basically grabs hold of you with that hand, and like almost like a fishing lure tries to like pull you in,
Right.
but obviously I'll say that it's a separate athletics check to actually drag you.
Sweet.
but
So
yeah.
there's no saving throw or anything like that. It's just an automatic grapple.
I believe so. Yada yada yada. If the target is medium or smaller, it is grappled. Yep, that's
Okay.
it.
Okay. Awesome.
All right.
All right.
Swift.
Hi.
Oh yeah, and the hand is covered in poo.
Of course.
Just as an
Naturally.
extra detail.
Does that have a technical effect?
Yes. The technical effect is Azales' nice clean clothes are now filthy,
Yep.
and he suffers
You
disadvantage
wait till
on all
it's my
charm
turn.
effects.
You wait till it's my turn.
That
in
makes
pain.
sense.
You just,
Yeah,
you
I
just
was
hit a
thinking, like,
paladin.
1d4 additional damage on attacks. Disadvantage against grappling because it's slippy, right?
Now, as the ship seems to turn
sorry.
towards your ship and open its jaw, almost ready to bite down on the front of your ship, all of a sudden there's this explosion you can hear on the other side of the ship, Swift, as 22 damage erupts from the side of this massive boat. It then turns away from chomping down on your ship.
Oh yeah. Okay. Would this be an animal handling check or a persuasion check? That is to say, is it sapient or is it non-sapient?
It is non-sapient.
So that would make it an animal handling check. Or could I
Yes.
use persuasion?
Sell it to me. How are you communicating with the giant boat? Are you presenting a little dinghy and pretending to be its infant? What are you doing?
Actually, I'm holding up Binkley
Yes.
and I'm saying,
Yes!
"Hey, Binkley, translate this to me."
Yes. Yes.
Hey,
yes,
boy.
Yes. Yeah.
Who is our good shippy whippy mimic?
So here for this.
Baby shippy whippy mimic. You are. Hello. Hello. Ah, you are good shippy. We have supplies for you. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. You are good shippy whippy mimic. You are. That was 6 seconds, right?
You watch as Binkley starts to get a little bit more flaccid as you hold it, mostly because like you're lavishing all this praise on another mimic, and Binkley's there having to translate it, and so Binkley's like,
Oh,
Hey.
poor Bingley. It's okay.
Maybe-
If he does
Maybe-
that, I will
maybe that was
scratch him behind the
Binkley's
ladle ear.
ladle's ear. Where is a ladle's
Ladle's
ear? Never mind. No, I'm not
You
even
don't
gonna
wanna
focus on it. Yep. You just it's okay. I don't know why that got me angry. I was like, where is a ladle's ear? Where are you?
It has a tongue and an eye. Is this beyond belief?
Dag is
Just-
very
he
good
manifests-
at yes and, but there is a limit. And
There's a limit, yeah.
Apparently.
Ladles
So-
having an ear.
so I have
inanimate
just a-
objects.
Exactly. Just to be clear, I have a ladle, which is actually a mimic, which is actually a wizard, and with an eye and a tongue. And the problem is that it has an ear.
That's true.
That's the problem there.
That's where I draw the
That's
line.
your experience.
Binkley the
It
wizard
used to
ladle
be a
mimic
stock pot
pops an
that
ear
has
out when
eaten
needed.
a member of the crew.
He has eaten a member of the crew.
He when necessary he
Potentially.
produces an ear
Yeah, it's like
so that you can
and then
scratch
the
him
ear
behind
comes
it,
out.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
and
exactly.
then it sucks back in.
Very well. All right. Make a persuasion check. Was the short answer to that? Yes, you may make
Thank
a
you.
persuasion check as you're being translated into the cursory mimic language. All right, at 20.
Unnatural 20.
Yeah.
All right. With the persuasion check, I'm going to say this. For now, you have turned it from hostile to unfriendly. Should you succeed on 2 more checks, you will turn it from unfriendly to neutral, then neutral to friendly.
Okay.
Friendly to ally, and then ally to lover.
And then lover to whatever Rob and Dredd are doing.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, actually, I've just
Private.
shipped Alistair and Daggerjaw, so I think whatever's going on there.
We love enemies to lovers.
All right. Do you want to move anywhere, or are you still happy to be on the helm of your ship?
I'm gonna stay on the high ground for now,
Very well.
out of Tooth's way.
Okay, so some of the macaws sort of stop and watch Swift, and they just sort of like, and then they go back about their duties as they kind of shake their heads, and they're like, we have no idea what it's doing. We're gonna all die. Alistane, you're up next. You have bowled over what looks to be a Talvaronian soldier. He is pacified to a degree. He doesn't seem to be trying to get you off or anything like that. But you do notice this thrumming from within
he's
his
not,
armor.
Thrumming from within the armor.
No,
And
it was the trying to
is it
get
that-
you off that I
not
heard.
trying to
Are
get
you
you
sure?
off.
Yeah.
The
Am I noticing
stutter.
that is the case with any of the
Hello,
other
sailor.
soldiers?
Any
I
of the
remember
soldiers
that
trying
there
to
was
get me
a
off.
bit of a like.
Don't worry. At some
so
point, I'll
like,
hear what Patrick's saying.
yeah, I know. I'm stuffing. I've put my 2 cents in. I'm sorry.
Also, I know that I might be a little bit quiet for the audience. I'm speaking as much into my mic as I possibly can, and I have it turned up all the way without it peaking. Is there any way to turn me up on your end, potentially?
Michael,
I can,
turn Pat on.
I can turn everyone on.
Do a better job, Michael.
There you go.
You can leave.
Here he is.
your
All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's better.
Hold on,
guys.
hold on. Hey, Dredd, who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
A legend.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Oh
All
my
right, cool.
God.
He's not peeking. Let's go.
Ah! Am I noticing that there is that same sort of thrumming happening with any of the other soldiers? Is there any sort of like resonance going on? I remember that a little bit from.
Yes, with the exception of the so there's one guy next to Captain Fork, or where Captain Fork was standing.
Right.
He is not thrumming, but the others are, and that dude looks very much like this. Kia. There he is.
Nice. Art.
Artwork.
Makes the smart work.
What you don't know is that Michael is just making a Hero Forge character right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
That's
He's
what's
Here's the
happened.
artwork.
Like-
I'll just whip one up in 40 seconds.
Yeah,
Dude's
exactly.
I
like
would
Ninja
very
Gaiden
much
villains.
like, if I may.
That should be a challenge. We should like put him a race.
Oh, you didn't see what was made and shown off before stream.
Yeah, that's not a challenge I'm losing anytime soon.
No.
It should be like, hey, you have 1 minute to create, and then we roll a random generator and go this race, this class, this thing with one eye and something.
Rob,
Mhm.
he got our characters to kiss.
I know.
on
That's
Gary
why I'm saying.
Con
That's why I'm saying. I
in
want to know
seconds.
how quickly he could do it. But
It
he
took
already
him
had.
seconds.
Yeah, but he already had both of our characters. He just needed to
Ah,
evolve
that
into
makes-
the
yeah,
same thing and then put them in a kissing pose.
Yeah.
To create from scratch, I want to see how quickly he can do it.
True.
You guys feeling like you're happy to be spending your morning here? Good. I'm glad. I'm happy.
Hey,
I would
we're
like
happy
to,
you're here.
Cast wall of water around all of these thrumming individuals.
Ooh, okay. I'm
I may.
gonna throw in an extra thing here. Now, traditionally, wall of water is a single stream of water that creates a wall as you create it. I kind of get the vibe of what you're going with, like you're trying to create a cushion of water to soften the
Right.
impact from this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you to make this as a carved spell. So in my world, magic, much as most spells and stuff like that, are able to be moved, manipulated, and shifted by understanding the nature of magic through the idea of true naming. This is not only with the magic words that you say with your verbal components, but also with the gestures that you use. If you want to do this, I will allow you to make an Arcana check. Wait, you're an Arcane caster? Yes.
Yes.
So you can
I am
make
a
an
druid.
Arcana check to attempt to change the fabric of the spell that you're using to make it so that you can create these little pockets as opposed to a single solid wall.
Beautiful.
Yes, so please make that check. What is your own spell DC for that?
Does not.
All right, so 8 plus
I
your
don't know
casting. What's your casting stat?
Great question, Dag, and I will tell you in a moment.
All right. Well, if you're a druid, I presume it's wisdom
Yes,
plus your
I
proficiency
am
bonus
also
of
presuming.
3. So I would say
My typical spell save DC is 13.
13. All right. So in order to change the fabric of a spell, you will need to get an 18 on your arcane check.
All right, and this is Arcana check. Let's go to skills. Let's go Arcana. I've got a +2, so that's not terrible. Why am I doing that? I have a mouse.
I was really good and didn't do my song parody on stream and put it in chat instead. So I'm very
It's
proud
good,
of
though.
myself. Thank you.
I approve.
Ooh,
Yeah.
9.
Alas.
So alas, that won't.
No
But you will
go.
still be able to create it as a normal singular wall.
Cool.
So it's up to you
So
how
I
you want
can
to.
create. It can either be a straight wall of water that is, I believe, 30 feet.
Yeah, and you can add kinks in it if you want to change the direction of it. But as the way that they're splayed right now, it's basically just chaos on the front of the ship. So you could separate yourself, and you maybe even be able to separate the helm from the ones on the deck. But
Yeah,
that'd be about it.
I'm gonna create a circular wall of water, 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high. As many of them as I can get within that circle, and the wall is about a foot thick.
All right, so
as Alistane rights himself, grabs his staff, brings himself up with his staff and looks to Jaggerjaw.
We're gonna work on your 7-10 split, mate.
And starts spinning the staff in the air as the ocean water gathers around in sort of this tornado. I can't think of the turbine almost fashion, and then brings
vortex.
it down in a vortex. Thank you, and brings the vortex down vertically as it surrounds as many of them as I can get.
nice. All right, so yeah, that'll get most of the ones that are still alive on the deck. But keeping in mind the dead ones also, their armor is still
Yep.
thrumming as well.
Yep,
So that
yep,
is a
and
total
it's
of
gonna
4
brace for
out
it.
of the. So that is 4 out of the 7 people on deck who are currently ensnared in this.
Cool.
All right, Azales.
All right. Azales is being held, grappled. He's going to cock his head up slowly and then look directly into the eyes of this Etchen and is going to say, "Big mistake." I'm going to take my greatsword and I'm going to swing directly down on the arm with my great weapon master and pumping in a smite as well. If it
Very
hits.
nice. All right, drop it on Pugrim.
Can you push the map again for me? Because I can't see
There is no
Pugrim.
map. If you look
Oh,
on
cool.
the combat tracker, the combat initiative,
Oh,
I
sure,
added
let me bring that
Pugrim
up.
into the combat initiative.
Combat tracker.
Up right.
Here we go. All right. Big mistake. Boom. Okay. That's going to be an 11. So jostling around. Miss it just slightly. I'm then going to use my extra attack to try again.
Very well. One thing you didn't account for was the closed quarters area. So as you swung to try and chop this arm down, your great sword drags into the ceiling and lodges halfway before you bring it down. You kind of
Hells
pull
yeah.
it back out of the ceiling as you're
All
ready to
right.
go for your second big attack.
Here we go. Oh boy, another miss. Ah! You can just see him getting frustrated at this point. I think that's all he can do on his turn.
All right. the giant Pugrim moves. Stop swinging at me!
I'm going to kill you!
Please don't!
You're gonna die.
Pain! More pain for you!
But I don't
Oh,
want
the pain!
I don't want pain.
to. Mommy.
And give me the stone and tell me how to control this ship.
No.
And pain! Amazing.
Oh no.
Incredible. Absolutely
All right.
incredible.
Falk, it is your turn.
Right.
You now watch below you as this swirling vortex of water created by Alistane is now encapsulating the lower deck and about 4 of the soldiers next to you. The one Talvaronian mage who set this whole thing into place, injured, battered, and bruised. He's barely on his legs. Sort of coughs up blood as he's standing beneath you. He says, kind of something in a language. Yeah, you don't speak Talvaronian, so it's the very typical, for the glory of the Empire, kind of, I'm going to die, but, I'll take you all with me kind of thing.
Do I get any impression that this mage is still concentrating on anything? Like he's still there's still any spells in effect because of him?
Probably. Yeah, I'd say yes. There's probably a spell or two floating around.
So I probably want to deal with him. So which? I got a little lost in the theater of the mind there. Which ship deck are we on?
You are currently on the Mimic.
On the Mimic.
Yeah, the only person not on the Mimic at present is Swift and the Macaw.
So on my previous turn, I was flying, trying to stop the Mimic from biting my ship.
Yep. So
and I hit him with a shatter for 22 damage.
Correct.
And what happened immediately after I shattered him? Did he get my ship or not?
No, he on Swift's turn, he kind of got blasted backwards and is now straightened up again. But
so
now
then
there's
a
big gaping hole in the
and
hull.
Then the soldiers and the mage came up onto deck at that point. Like we're all outside external air.
Well, no. There were 7 warriors and the 1 mage who were always out there. But because Swift had shot a shark up last week, or last game that we played, most of them ended up getting killed, and 4 of them who are still kind of alive and kicking are caught in this vortex, but the armors are still kind of glowing with that very ominous thrum. The mage is on the helm, so up on the topper area of the deck, but he is by himself, and he is very brutally injured after your last series of attacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish that mage off then. Wings come out. I can get to him with my fly speed. Question? Yes.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. As I'm flying down, then I'm summoning that great sword, and I'm gonna take a great sword attack at him. Just drop it in the chat because he doesn't have a thing. Oh, I can drop it into the combat tracker.
You can go. Oh no, he's not in the combat tracker. He's got 1 hit point.
Right.
And I'm gonna give you advantage because he's actually not resisting.
Cool. Well, there we go then. Attack. Here we go. Second one. Oh my god.
Oh.
I'm gonna swing round. I'm gonna swing round as if I've missed, and then I'm gonna bring it round and say a second attack. I get 2 attacks because I'm that kind of a warlock.
Do it.
Oh, that went 20.
Oh.
14.
That'll
Do
still
I have
miss.
advantage on this one too?
You do have advantage.
Jesus, come on, don't miss.
You got it.
For Christ's sake. Fork kills himself. Fork
Apparently.
turns the great sword around. And if he can't hit a guy who's not resisting with a great sword, with 2 attacks with advantage, then he just Harry carries with the great sword.
Well, to be fair, you do hit him. You do actually make physical contact. Not with the first one. First one, I don't know what happened. Okay, so here's the visual in my head. The Talvaronian Soldier is prepared to die. He holds his hand to his chest. He begins practically singing the Talvaronian national anthem as suddenly this descending black-winged symbol of death just sort of comes down, great sword forming out of these writhing tendrils at the edge of this long wet hand. As it swings past, there's this miss, and he sort of stops, almost like, like in a samurai movie where he's like, oh, this is the bit where I fall in half. He looks around, he's actually perfectly fine. He turns around only to see the actual thrust of the secondary attack coming from behind Fork as it hits him dead center in the chest. But instead of penetrating the armor actually holds and forces the mage backwards a few steps as you hear that solid from the hit of the metal.
Can I know it's not exactly religion, but can I do some kind of a check to see? I think Fork would, like, very quickly in that moment, everything's heat of the battle, obviously, so he's not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I think he questions whether or not he has been forced to miss by some greater power that who I'm talking about. Like, do I get the impression that I should keep this guy alive?
Okay, so you know from your previous encounter with the Talvaronians that this guy, probably not, because at the very least he is part of a very dogmatic group of individuals who are active in the practice of lobotomizing and enslaving warriors.
Yeah.
Like he's the one who triggered the self-destruct on the other warriors, and they're all gonna now die because he's basically decided this is a losing battle and you can't take the ship or these, whatever.
Yeah, I think in the moment, like, the thought flashes across Fork's mind that that maybe something made him miss, and then he thinks, no, it's just sometimes you miss in battle. So with the other hand, he sort of drops the 2-handed greatsword down to the side, brings up the other one, and this tentacle with his bonus action, he's going to use Tentacle of the Deeps, reaches out of the ground and tries to wrap around the throat of this guy. And if it's not letting me grab it, there we go. The tentacle hopefully hits with a 15 because Jesus Christ.
That'll hit.
We'll say that hits. Just
Yeah,
Just
no,
a
it
safe
absolutely
face.
hit. It's a solid hit.
To save our ego.
All right, he had 1 hit point left.
there you
Uh,
go. The
and with
tentacle
that-
wraps around him and
Yeah, you just watch as the neck sort of just suddenly just turns into like basically spaghetti as it just sort of you hear this.
as soon as
crinkling sound. He's gone.
he hasn't even hit the floor before I've taken his place and grabbed the wheel with my now free hand.
All right, you grab hold of the wheel, and again you feel it kind of freely spinning with no
Yeah.
effect on the rudder really.
But it makes me feel
actually,
feel
you
in
know
charge
what?
when I'm behind a wheel.
You know what? No, there is something here. As you place both your hands, you sense something. Some sort of deep connection to something in a tremendous amount of pain. It's almost like a telepathic link to the mimic itself, and it sort of reads and understands your will and where and how you want to move. But if it doesn't listen, you know that you have the ability to put pressure on something. You're not sure what it is. All you know, it's on the lower area of the ship itself. Something quite large and organic.
My instant thought then is my first thought and my only thought really is to just steer him away from my ship. Just keep him away from my ship's my only concern.
Okay, so as I said, the wheel itself isn't, that's mostly for you.
But as I'm pushing that, my brain is telling the ship that's where I want it to go.
And
Away,
as you do that, I need you to make me a animal handling check.
Oh, nice. Skills, animal handling. I got a +1 to that. I think I'm dragging the wrong thing there. Whoops, there we go. 19.
Nice.
Ooh.
The ship begins to
Nice.
turn away from your vessel.
Oh, that's my turn, I guess.
All right. Which brings us back to the top where Jagsy is there. He says, Alistair, I didn't see the snake fella come out. You head below deck, see if you can back him up. I've got these guys. And you watch as Jaggerjaw
Azales.
dives into the wall, into the vortex that Alistair has made. And as he swings past with the accelerated speed, he reaches down and he grabs one of the Talvaronians and just yeets them into the sea. And then just keeps going around in circles, like kind of like the world's largest like freaking washing machine, and just grabs hold of these armor pieces and just chucks them into the water where he can. He gets, of the 7 people on deck, he gets 6 of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good.
So there's still one very, very large bomb on deck, but Jagsy basically it'll take his full round, so he won't be done till the end of his next turn.
Got you.
All right, Pugrim. Ooh.
Pain, 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 pain,
Oh, you're very
Like
loud.
a cloud of
pain,
pain.
pain for me, pain, pain.
I'm tired of dying. Oh my god.
We need to get you a song. Pain, pain,
Might not
pain,
kill
pain, pain,
Pugrim,
pain.
but you're gonna kill me. Oh, incredible. Oh, Fred, I love you so much.
I love you too.
Let's see. What does Pugrim even do at this point? Pugrim, can I move yet, or is that just I'm stuck there?
No, you have to wait until the end of your turn. You can make a wisdom save, but you're frightened. Yeah, pretty
Okay,
much.
hold on.
Yeah.
So I could have made one.
You
At
have
the
to wait
end
until
of
the
last turn?
end. Yes.
Okay, so I'll make a quick one for the end of the last turn.
Mhm.
So wisdom save for Pugrim. Nah, he's fine. He's still terrified. All right. Pugrim is going to go. Oh, leave me alone! As he's just gonna like turn you into a rag and just start slamming you up like against the walls, against the ceiling. Don't hurt me!
Kind of on Pugrim's side at this point.
I'm afraid. He misses.
Okay, cool.
Alright, he does have multi-attack, but those are for his other arms. So he's just gonna like cover his eyes and like he's basically just like he's just.
I love the
thrashing
thing that my aura of conquest is just me yelling pain at this point.
So, as he swings you towards one of the walls and stuff, you actually are pretty acrobatic about this. So as he swings you to the wall, you actually veer your body so that you actually land with your feet on the wall and brace yourself. And then as he slams you to the ground, you kind of flip over his arm and you land, and you again use your knees to kind of brace. So even though he swung you a couple of times,
I've managed to like manipulate the Hell's yeah.
Swift. It is now your turn.
So I have a question. From where I am, can I see that Captain Fork now has the wheel?
Yes.
And is in control.
Super easy. Barely.
And
inconvenience.
I've seen that he's turning the mimic away.
Yes.
What? I understand that I'm not going to be particularly au fait with mimic facial expressions, but how pissed off is this mimic right now?
It seems to be. Okay, so
like on a scale of 1 to pissed off.
So imagine if you would a bull.
Yeah.
And imagine if you would that someone were tasing that bull. That's kind of what you're looking at. There's a mixture of pain, anger,
pain.
And you actually it's like I'm trying to understand how this mimic's feeling. If only I had some clue. Pain. Any kind of clue as to how this creature is. So yes, you get the idea of anger and pain for the most part, but again, that kind of docile compliance. This great creature definitely does not seem to be. I mean, like again, you've taken it from hostile to unfriendly. It's definitely giving that kind of aura. Like, it's not trying to kill you out of like maliciousness or it's not trying to murder you for no reason.
Okay, in that case, am I about 30 feet away ish?
Yeah, because you only turned away. You haven't really accelerated because right now, you both kind of after the ram have decelerated to 0 move speed on both your ships. You're both kind of being carried by the current, and by turning away, it's just kind of like moving a bit. So yeah, you're still well within 30 foot of it.
Cool. In that case, I would like to Misty Step as a bonus action onto the ship. So my Misty Step, I turn on the spot. I have this long bottle green greatcoat, and I turn on the spot, and it whirls around, and I appear 30 feet away, out of mist, at the end of the spin, essentially. So I sort of spin onto the ship. I whip Binkley down and touch him to the ship, and I say, Binkley, cast repair.
Binkley begins to mend the ship. Make another persuasion check.
I was going to ask if I could. Oh, that was almost a 20.
A 17
so I
is
make
still fine.
Persuasion is what I do. This is a persuasion character. So and I say, hey there, baby. Are you in pain? Let me help you. Oh, you're just a big baby, aren't you? Oh, you're a big baby. Yes, you are. A big shippy baby.
You hear this kind of low rumbling sound. Like anyone who's heard the sound of a crocodile in the water, you can kind of hear that same kind of like coming from the water line.
He's a baby.
All right, one more, and this thing becomes friendly. Alastane.
I made friend, guys.
Yeah, boy.
So Alastane is going to do full walking speed, and then at the end of that is going to bonus action turn on his wings, and he's going to take his flight speed to get to Azales. And upon seeing just Azales being like flailed about in the air, just screaming pain over and over and over again, while Bugrim is just yelling, "Leave me alone!" This is going to, for God's sakes, and is going to.
Oh my God! Let's go.
is going to cast Guardian of Nature, and I will choose the Great Tree form, where so what happens with that is all of the gems and like scales and everything across Alastain's form darken to this earthy oaken brown as roots start to grow seemingly from his feet as he plants it firmly on the ground, and new growth appears to sprout from between the planks of the ship towards Prugrim as a deep booming voice goes,
I am Alastain. I speak for the trees. If you don't put down my friend, I'll break your damn knees.
Damn. Yeah, make an intimidate check.
my turn.
No, make an intimidate check with advantage.
You have
Amazing.
You have
That
to
was
rhyme. You have to
so
rhyme when you speak to the
good.
trees.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was
Yeah.
good. I'll give that.
They say his bark is worse than his bite, though.
Oh, yep. I was about to say it.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's so good. It's
Where's
so
I don't
good.
even know where our pun counter is. Next time I
We
do it,
couldn't leaf that on the table at all. So,
No, it was just rooted right in there.
It was rooted right in there.
What are you gonna do?
it's with advantage, so you do get another one, Alastain. There we go. Oh.
Oh,
That'll do
oh
it.
boy! Oh
All
boy!
So
Not too snazzy.
with a 19, Pugrim drops Azales. Azales, you land on your feet again, like I said, bending your knees to kind of catch. He now has his hands over his eyes, and his
no.
third hand kind of over his head. He's kind of got dropped to his knees between the Conquest aura and Alastain. He has gone from frightened to panicked, and he's just trying to like make it like he's a giant, right? He's like 8 foot tall, and he's trying to make himself as small as possible. And that is where he is.
Alastain's gonna finish his turn just going,
Oh, mate, why don't you just make like a tree? Get the fuck out of here.
Hey!
I can't make my will saves. My movement speed is 0. I've been trying to run away for 3 rounds.
I don't understand what
rooted
the
to the spot.
mechanical language is there, but like,
That's so good.
All I want to do is leave. All right, Azales, it is your turn.
Give me the stone! Give me the stone! Give me the stone! Give me the stone! Give me the stone!
No,
Give me the stone!
Ah!
no,
Give me the
Throws
stone!
he throws the stone at you. Make a
Stone,
dex
give me the
save.
stone! Make a deck save?
Yeah, he's
Okay,
gonna throw
oh.
it at your head.
Okay. The stone! Okay, deck save. Let me do that. Oh boy. Oh my god. Okay, where is it? It's here.
I
It's
love
here.
this version of Azales so
Yeah.
much. I love it so much. Just fully indignant, yelling the same thing over and over again.
Hang, give me the stone! Give me the stone! Hang, give me the stone!
And then just from the back, who's a good boy?
You take 3 points of damage as the stone conks you square in the forehead. It's literally like you know anyone of our South American friends would know this. This is the chunkler throw. It's basically just the and it just goes. It hits you in the head and goes straight up and then straight down where you are as he throws it at you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna pick it up, and then take the dodge action. Actually, no. What? I'll pick it up and I'll ready my action. If he attacks or is hostile, I'll attack.
You mean the guy in the fetal position?
Yeah. You don't know. Could have it.
Alastain
One
just
of the
turned to
two.
Azales, we
Yeah.
should go.
All right. I'll move
Because
it,
all I'm
yeah.
imagining, because with the
Yeah.
defensive stance, right? There's actually a stance. So you've been hit in the
Yeah.
head. You've
Right.
picked this
Yeah.
up, and you
Yeah.
just, as Alastain's like, "Oh, you poor sot," and then you watch as Azales is like, "Let's go, huh? Eshay, mate, Eshay." As he's like freaking, oh my god.
I love it. I'm gonna look over to Alastain and be like, "What do we do now? I've got the stone. Have we got control of the ship? What's happening? I'm very hyped up right now."
I could tell. All right, we're gonna breathe. Oh, the exercise is like
You know, I almost was a barbarian.
I believe you.
I almost had to multiclass.
Paladin instead.
Almost.
I was almost a barbarian, but then I took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah. Oh. You. What's your name?
Who are you talking to?
Program.
You're talking to the guy?
Is it actual program?
It's actually Program because your name's Program.
Okay.
Oh,
How do we control this ship?
You keep the ship happy and it listens to you as long as you I don't know, just make sure the poo doesn't go too high.
Right, good. Okay. What do we do now, Alistair?
Poo comes out of there, points at the butt of the ship.
oh,
We call it the poop
I've got
deck.
a bad feeling about it. And scene.
Scene. Done.
just
That's it. That's the end of the whole RPG.
Look to
That's the end of all
look to each
RPGs
other,
ever.
Slow turn to the pile of poo.
All right.
Michael, I think you've done it. You've won RPGs now.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
All right. There is, however, as he points, a flight of stairs that leads down a rank-smelling hole. Yeah, that's. Yep, I said the words that I did, and that's where we're keeping it.
That
Yeah.
was my nickname.
Falk, it is your turn.
That was my nickname in college, but I don't want to go into why.
All right. Do I see any baddies? Just Pugrim.
You don't see Pugrim. Pugrim's on the lower deck. You see
Right.
one guy still wearing armor that's pulsing.
About to explode.
Yes. Speaking of which, I need you to make me a percentage check, if you would be so kind.
I will be so kind. Wait, no. If I just do this, it'll drop to D10.
If you right-click on it, it should give you the option for a percentage.
A little percentage sign. You is math. You know these things.
Yeah,
Yes.
there it is. Boo, percentage. Pachow.
Ciao.
Pachow. Wait, no, I did the thing. I did the fucking.
That's a
fancy
4.
That's a
I
D10.
did. All right. Well, it's 40%. 48.
48. Done. 48.
48%.
All
I
right.
clicked on percentage, and then
Okay.
I thought that I had done the thing, so I pulled it out, and it was just a D10.
All right.
Okay.
I need you to roll me a D8, please.
A D8. I can do that.
He's just asking for date. It's actually what's
Yeah,
going
he
on
wants a date.
Yeah.
4.
All right. Sorry, my computer is a little laggy, so please bear with me for 2 seconds.
It's
while
not laggy. It's just pensive.
Ah.
Do, 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 do.
Okay. So you got a 4.
Filled with ennui.
Ennui.
Ennui and computer games files, but mainly ennui.
Mainly
Mainly ennui.
Control
Okay,
F
here we go.
Ennui.
A green light emanates from it as it explodes. The vial of, well, not vial, but like a gout of green energy erupts. I need you to make me Constitution saves for you and Jagsy.
Well, I will have this one.
I'm feeling very good about staying on the ship. On the other ship. Right now.
All right. Well, Jagsy's okay.
It's not my day. I'm getting punished for being late. That's what this is.
That's probably what it is. All right.
Look, we were very well behaved. We
Alright.
didn't draw on your character sheet or anything like that.
Yeah, no,
No.
we made
Falk
sure.
turns up with like a dick. On his face.
Yeah, we made sure that that your absence was treated with dignity and with respect.
Yeah.
Because we.
Sure.
Yeah, we represented you to
Yeah.
in the way we thought you would wish to be represented.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what Falk looks like.
Yes. Perfect.
That's what he's known for. Toothiest bird on the seven seas.
This is why I wear a plague mask and call myself Razorbeak. I found that going up to people like this wasn't very intimidating.
I was gonna say, what's his charisma again?
My name used to be Silverbeak, but no one took me seriously. All right. So, yes, the huge green aura from the armor explodes outwards. The armor is now deactivated, but you have gained the poisoned condition.
Oh boy.
It's not.
That was the start of my turn, was it?
Gosh.
That was the start of my turn, Dig?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, does that mean that there's now no longer any baddies because that guy just exploded?
On the top deck, yes. On the bottom deck, there are still 5 baddies. 5 armors
That sounds like a them problem. I'm up here on the top deck.
Yeah, you've done well. You've taken out the mage. You know, everyone's pretty much safe.
Yeah. Am I hearing sounds of fighting or anything downstairs? Because otherwise, I'm staying up here.
You heard the pain noises suddenly stop.
Pain.
They have stopped.
Yeah, you've heard them abruptly stop, followed by "What's your name?"
What's your name?
There's shouting going on downstairs.
What's your name?
Do I think they've got it? I mean, I'm just gonna roll odds and evens. Odds, I'm gonna go downstairs. Evens, odds. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go down. So can I with my fly speed get to the stairs or get down the stairs?
You can get down the stairs easily enough, and you can see Alistair and Azales looking as though they're picking on a giant.
Because Azales did ready his action to attack if there was a hostile.
A tree growing in the middle of the ship.
And a tree.
Both
Treesalis.
bullying a giant.
Have I ever seen Treesalis before? No, tree
stain.
Tree stain.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Tree
tree
stain.
stain, doesn't it?
Altree stain.
Alice Tree.
Oh yeah.
Have I ever seen Alice Tree before?
Alice Tree, like.
Is that
Alice tree. Yeah.
You've probably seen Alice Tree before. It might take
Okay.
you a second to realize
Like,
what's going
what is-
on, but yeah.
Oh, that's right. He's doing that thing he does where he really bonds to the ship in like a maybe too literal manner. I look past him and I look at the giant that they're bullying, and I say, "Status report. What is happening?"
Well,
thought there was
we
going to be
know
a
how to-
fight, but
yeah.
one's kind of a teddy bear.
I'm not a
Yeah,
teddy
it's
bear.
not much of it. You're a bit of a teddy bear,
I'll
mate.
bonus action, get the tentacle to crack its way through the floorboards, follow me down, and enter the space next to this teddy bear.
Oh my god.
Wait, Kirby, that's not. I mean, it's where we need to go. It's just not the bit. All right, nope. Well, I'm gonna let him do it.
All right. As you crack this side open, there is this heinous smell that seems to come from within. The room here is just stained and caked with
Excellent.
with ick. That's all I'm going to say. This is an ick room filled with exactly what you expect it to be filled with. However, in the center of the ick room is what looks to be a small bird cage overflowing with the ick that seems to drip from what looks to be a very, very strange looking creature. It's almost like this pulsating organ with hundreds of these like tendrils that reach up and comprise the ceiling. The actual organ itself has a large central eye and teeth that sort of like move almost like a lava lamp. The mouth kind of moves through the organ itself.
Oh, nifty.
But the eye is just kind of like lingering in the same spot.
That's one of the largest pulsating organs with an eye that I've ever seen. One of.
Oh, I bet
I
you say
don't
that to
like
all the
the-
pulsating organs.
I don't like that you said one of.
Well, it's a well later.
Yeah. Well, weird that it happened twice, but sure.
Hey, big guy, what's that thing?
Oh, that thing? Well, Captain once said it was the heart of the creature that runs this ship.
That's the ship,
Also, its bum.
and also its bum.
I think
Like a
it's
jellyfish.
Yeah,
better
kind
thing
of.
combined.
Single mouth, single orifice for mouth and butt, like a jellyfish. All right, well, you guys have got this sorted. I'm going upstairs. Turn around and start walking back
What are we
upstairs.
meant to do with this one?
We should let him go.
Let you go. I looked at Alistair. We let him go.
I mean, mate, you really like? I know it's the whole like conquest thing, but like,
oh, I mean, like, there's
that much of a
nothing to conquest
conquest?
here.
right, exactly.
Right, it's
It's kind of sad, right?
it is.
Like-
Look, you can go if you want.
I can go.
Yeah.
I say from the top of the stairs. I say, yes, you can take a long walk off a short plank.
Captain,
but I'll run out of plank.
We need someone to sweep the poop deck. Maybe we can. Do you want to stay? Do we enjoy your job?
Well, if it means I don't die, yes, I love my job.
Well, I mean, you can choose to stay if you like.
How do you feel about joining a crew that doesn't brainwash their inhabitants and, treats people a bit more fairly?
There you go.
Well...
Would you rather me on your side or on the opposite side of what's happening?
Which side?
Alistane just gestures like a branched arm over to Azales.
Exhibit A.
Yeah,
Look, mate,
exactly.
if you want me
which
to be
side means that I'm not going to be swimming home?
outside.
Us. Yeah.
Then that one.
All right, well, the captain, that's your captain now. You listen to the captain.
Look at
Okay.
him. Look at him. He's
Hello?
the captain now.
He's the captain?
Yes, look at him. He's the captain now.
You're the captain. All right, well,
Look at him.
well, Captain, I should probably tell you that the gemstone that your friend has is the only thing that'll protect you from the oncoming explosion of prismatic colors that have random effects depending on the vicinity.
Excuse me?
What?
Oh yeah, the 5 people in the armors here. They'll go up any second now. So if you want to live, you might want to hug him.
I don't like hugs.
Alistane just
No!
like, reaches out with the giant barked arms and like grabs the both of them.
It's exactly what I thought it would be. Ah!
Pain.
Captain, what are you gonna do?
I'm upstairs. I left when I said I
Oh
left.
yeah, you did leave. All right. All right. As you're being
The last
enraptured
thing
by-
I shouted was a vague threat of pushing him overboard, and then I haven't heard anything since.
All right. As Azales is being cuddled by the giant tree, all of a sudden,
Kind of nice, though.
Pugrim reaches out and cuddles the both of you with these big hands, and all of a sudden, this huge eruption. And you watch as literally glitter flies out of the creature. The mimic, its huge mouth opens and it just goes bleh, and vomits this like rainbow-colored snot out of its mouth.
Oh,
It covers the
why?
water. It covers the water. I need both of you to make me a Dex saving throw. This is
Cool.
not
Can
this
I
is not for the
also-
effects.
So we don't have to make it, right? Or we
Yeah,
do
no,
have to
both
make
of you do, but this is for a different reason. This is just to see if you go out with the
Out
with the
with the vom.
expulsion. Yeah.
it. Dex saving
Okay.
throw.
Are you evacuated?
Yes. Are you
Um,
This
evacuated?
mimic
Okay.
evacuate you.
Now, for some reason, my aura doesn't add, so they'll get my aura. I think it's a +3, so let me double check that.
I'm
Ooh.
afraid to ask, but is this a situation in which I could use absorb elements?
Oh.
Actually, yes, and you would absorb.
Okay.
You would. That would involve me rolling a bunch of dice. But let's just say.
Welcome to D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look. Let me just say
Nice.
this. You can pick an element, and you can have 30 hit points absorbed. Just for fun. You won't take any
Beautiful.
damage. You can pick any element you want, and I won't roll. it. However,
yeah,
the
so
dex save is
that's,
to see if you get upchucked out.
Upchucked. Let me do. You guys get
Chuck
a
it
plus
up.
as well because my aura.
All right. So.
I think I got 23.
Yep. 23 is fine. Alistane.
So I'm just looking at my aura now. Where is it?
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right, Alistane,
not
out
great.
you
Wait,
go.
wait. Do you have
+3.
inspiration?
Oh, you do have
+3.
inspiration.
Do we
I
have
do
inspiration? I can't see it on the screens.
Are you
Uh,
feeling inspired?
Is the inspiration just an additional?
Oh no, you didn't have inspiration. No, there's no
No,
inspiration.
no
not.
inspiration.
No, there's no
No.
inspiration.
You are not
that's
inspired.
I
+3
can
there.
also fly, so even if I get ejected, I
Yeah.
think I can
You're
maintain.
good.
Yes, yeah, you're good.
Is-
You're good. Mostly,
Uh,
mostly you're out and in the water is most of the effect
Cool.
here.
Yeah.
All right. The sounds of battle end as the glitter vomit, basically colors the area of the ocean with these bright and vibrant colors. The fish slowly begin to eat them, eat little chunks and bits of people, usually that had been that exploded. The large ship is now yours to command as you walk upon the large beast. You kind of hear it move and roll. It's almost like standing on a whale, or it is exactly that of standing on a large beast more than it is standing on your ship. It is up to you as to what you wish to do, but you know now that you have this ship. You may, of course, actually, you know what? We'll go with an insight bonus here because Rover Jax has thrown that one in. You may choose to scuttle your previous vessel. You may feed your previous vessel to this vessel. You may take the heart of the mimic and implant it into your old vessel. Or alternatively, you can scuttle the mimic and leave well enough alone.
Three, my lord.
I like
Three,
option
my
number
lord.
3. Option
number
number
3
3.
again?
Three, my lord.
What was 3?
Very well.
Leave it alone.
Option number 3
turn our-
was take
turn
the
our
mimic
ship
and
into
put it
a-
in our
Yeah, that's
ship.
that's what I want. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely what I want.
If we do that, we will have a horned mimic ship.
Yeah.
So we'll have a mimic ship with the ram horns from
Yeah.
the ramfish.
Yes, boy.
And we sort of continue that legacy on as well, which is awesome.
It will be like a triceratops
Yeah,
ship mimic situation.
I'm worried to ask, does this effectively like end the life of this mimic, and then we are birthing a new mimic? Or
No.
no,
This
it's like
one-
a transplant.
No,
Yeah,
a
it's
transplant,
yeah.
right?
It's a
Yeah,
mimic
okay, cool.
transplant, obviously.
Just making sure.
We're just unplugging and plugging
I'm just
back in.
checking the
Yeah.
ethics.
In the
No.
Now we're
trying to
checking
be
the
textbook,
ethics.
this is textbook mimic transplant.
Yeah, absolutely. Seen it 1,000 times. Is there a way to ease the transplant so it's less painful for the mimic?
No, mostly because it's not painful for the mimic.
Okay, that's
okay.
fine.
Alright.
And when you wake up, you're going to be in a brand new ship, and it's going to be even better, and it's got horns, and then we will feed you mimic biscuits, and you will love it, and I will hug you and squeeze you and call you George.
Well, as
I
you
looked
prepare,
at Alistair when the words I call it George.
Swift, yeah, Swift is like talking to the mimic as she's walking along, and Alistair at one point just stands in your path, looks at the mimic like leans down, looks dead in the mimic's eye.
His
I will
baby.
treat you as if you are my own.
Aw.
Leans
Yep.
back up and walks away.
I look up at Alistair and I'm like, oh.
That was
Because the thing is, I feel like it's my baby, but now you feel like it's your baby, so we're kind of like the adopted parents of this
parents.
Oh, I
mimic
love
ship.
it.
Made Alistair a living ship. He already treated the ship like it was his child. Like
Now it's literally a
the
thing.
evolution,
so
right?
easy.
Amazing.
Okay, so I carry the mimic heart
We're the
in
weirdest family. You two are somehow
got
the parents of this mimic that I own. Like, it's my ship as the captain, but you guys are its parents somehow.
my baby.
You're like
His
the
baby
What
ship.
is
the
this family?
boss,
How does
He's
this
a
work?
terrifying drunk uncle.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you're like
Okay,
you're
so
like the family friend that owns the business, and you're like the boss of that business.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I carry the heart of the mimic in my padded paws, very, very gently, whispering, and I'm going to love you and feed you and love you and take care of you, and then Alistair will fix you, and then everything's going to be okay. Yes. And then very, very carefully I carry it downstairs, to the room next to Binkley's kitchen, so on the other side from Binkley's kitchen.
Oh God.
And I smile at Binkley. I say, "Is this okay?"
Binkley, if the ladle shrugs.
Okay, you guys are going to be really good friends. And then I just place him down on the ship, so he can make himself at home.
Very well. You watch as okay. So across from the kitchen, I would say would be where you keep most of the supplies anyway. And you watch as literally this little like eyeball organ thing just suddenly just goes. And these like literal fibrous like oozy bits just start intertwining with the ship. Now, unfortunately, because you'd simply ripped out the heart, I mean, it's fine. But the ship that the Talvaronians were on, that stuff falls apart so easily, and you watch as literally the skeleton of what looks to be a scuttled ship crashes into a sandbar. It's of a small, tiny little island, not too far away from where you are. So let us now go to the map over here, because now we get to map it up.
Yeah, boy.
Map it up.
Boy.
Did we do any looting of this now husk of a dead mimic ship?
You have not, but now you will have the opportunity to.
Let's do
Now,
it.
is that stone anything other than the protection from? Like, is it a stone of resistance or something like that, or you can cast like sorry, what's the word? What's
Sandwich.
the spell that you cast, Alistair?
Velociraptor.
The Velociraptor is the exact spell that you cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one where you absorb elements.
Yes, absorb elements. There. we go.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any? Sorry.
Oh, I was just wondering if that stone's an actual magic item or if it was a.
Yes,
it-
the stone is
yeah.
a magical item. Whilst in your possession, you may use the saving throw stored within the orb in order to prevent yourself from taking damage from an area of effect spell.
Ooh, I like
Nice.
it.
How
All
many
right.
times per day?
Loves it.
Once.
Once
per
a
day.
day.
Once per day.
Once.
Interesting.
All right, so there you go. Now, washing up onto a stony beach. Our heroes are leaving the mimic to slowly recreate its home, and there you can see up ahead the Talvaronian ship. It is broken and shattered, dashed upon the rocks within the small shoal. Various bits of wood and flotsam float in the water, slowly being brought to shore as there is no sign of anyone left behind. The landing party arrives and begins looking around. The first thing you notice is the severed upper body of the person who Captain Falk had killed. This was the captain, as it were, and on his person is what appears to be a now sodden and wet bit of parchment. It seems to depict a ancient scrolling, almost like a series of like cave paintings of the like, and seems to have a picture of an orb, and then at the center of an orb is kind of like a fish, and then the fish swallows the orb, and then you watch as like these kind of almost Aztecian like ancient race or whatever places the fish into the heart of a person, and this person then gives blessings upon the islands. They give trees and coconuts and leaves and plants and all this other cool stuff. But it seems as though part of the parchment has been destroyed beyond that.
Right. So.
Can
Can I do a history check to see if I know what's going on here?
Yeah,
I
history
would
check is
also like
fine.
to
Anyone who
do
wishes
a
to may do so.
history check, yeah.
Not that I'm particularly good at it, but
It also seems very peculiar that this is something on
Ow!
that. Well done, Janet.
Sorry for the noise.
Natural 20 roll.
Natural 20.
Got very excited.
I love it.
I will try not to make those noises again.
I love those noises, Janet. It's
Clip
why
it.
it's why I invite you.
Clip
That's
it.
why I'm here. I'm the silly noise machine.
I love it.
All right, and that is a okay. So Swift, you recall this story. This is the story of a gift provided to an ancient people. It was once said that the merfolk were a race of elder elves at the beginning of time. Whether or not that's true is purely speculative. The elves are like, yes, we were the first and original blueprints. We were made in the shape of the gods, blah, blah, blah. Elves are wankers. That's their deal. So whenever you say, were merfolk really elves? The elves are like, yes, of course they were. Who wouldn't want to be elves? They're just, that's how they are. The merfolk, however, are vehemently against it. They're like, no, we were embraced by the love of the ocean, and that's where we came from. This appears to be a story from the theory that a group or race of humanoid creatures created by the first gods were on land before being spurned by the land and adopted by the sea. That's one of the many, many stories. This tale speaks of Levitas. Levitas is a wizard, grand wizard, who actually gave us the ability, the powers and abilities of the fly spell, the levitation spells, things like this. And he used his great powers and abilities to harvest things from nature. He would use his power to telekinetically raise fish during moments of hunger. He would pull the sky together with the powers of his will to cause rain during dry seasons and stuff. And Levitas was considered to be a living god among the tribes of this ancient empire. There was never any proof of Levitas existing for real, but it appears as though the Talvaronians have an ancient parchment, which, looking at it, it's actually written on papyrus, and as you're holding it, it's literally melting.
If it's wet, yeah.
Yeah. See, Janet can appreciate this. Papyrus has hit salt water. What happens, Janet?
Yeah. Just thin cloud of dust.
Yeah.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this is happening as you're reading it. That's why most of it's like kind of destroyed. But beyond that, that is all you know that this person had on his person.
Okay. So what I say then is, this is one of the stories of Levitas. Whether he's real or not, obviously nobody knows. But yeah, I think this figure is Levitas.
Who?
Fish heart.
The ancient. This one, and I point to the figure that seems to be Levitas. I think.
Yes.
You know, the ancient wizard.
Fish, right?
You know, made levitation spells, made flying magic, made sky rain, made I don't know, telekinetically produced fish from the water. Yeah, come on, you know the stories. They're kids' stories. Everyone knows these stories, right?
I had a very different upbringing to you.
No one was around to tell me kid stories.
Okay. This is what we learned in the Warrens. I don't know. But anyway, Levitas. Big old magician guy. They said he was a god among humanoids.
This was him, and I point to the dead captain. This was Levitas.
No,
Didn't put up much of a fight of a god.
I point to the rapidly melting figure that I think is Levitas on the parchment.
I'm just gonna cast
Levitas.
Create or Destroy Water, and I'm gonna try and dehydrate that thing as soon as it.
I'm gonna get you to roll me a dex check.
Oh.
Ooh.
So
Could go very, very well or very, very badly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
they were traveling the wide seas with
just the
children's
Just
stories.
a check, not a save.
Going port to port, telling children's stories. How sweet.
Unless it's more than just that.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
19.
You do dehydrate it, and it does manage to retain its form. It has lost again a little bit more, but that's just over however long it's taken. But it is now dried and somewhat pressed. You've got maybe
now somebody laminate it.
That's a different
create
wizard.
or destroy lamination.
Not a mine.
It is now in a block of resin.
That's a different wizard.
So you're talking Levitas, this brother Lamitas.
Lamitas. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Captain Fork, your crew of Macaw are basically chattering away at you, and you kind of ascertain that what they're telling you is that everything here they can basically just salvage. You know, they think of them like seafaring Jawa raptors. They basically everything here we can take, but it'll take us like a day or two to do so.
Yes, get started.
As they rush off and they're yelling at each other.
I grab one of them as they run off, and I say, as usual, anything particularly valuable goes into my chambers. We will not have a repeat of last time. Pull him closer. Right. Let him go. I heard that.
He runs a little faster.
Yeah. As I say, I heard that. I just with a single finger, I just flick, and there's this smallest like not even like a giant squid tentacle, just a regular thin squid tentacle comes out of the sandbank and just trips him. And you're on. I heard that.
As he'll rush over to the others, and they begin to move and pull bits and pieces from the wreckage. Now, this is a small island, and what you can see here are the following. There's the cove in which you find yourselves currently lodged in. There is a small area of jungle that kind of grows very, very densely between what looks to be a large single kind of, I wouldn't say mountain. It's not really that big. It's maybe 200 foot tall at its peak, and a reasonably steady slope up to that 200 foot peak. There's a waterfall that runs from the top of the mountain and cuts through the island here, and it looks like it bulges out roughly where the water meets the sea. It's, you could probably do the whole circuit of this island in a day. It's really tiny as far as it goes for size.
Does anyone know which island this is? On the charts.
I'm the navigator,
just
right?
immediately turn to look to Swift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Best guess,
Swift?
Swift.
Does Swift know which island this is? Is this something
Alright.
that Swift would know?
Let's have a quick look here. So this is
No,
our
What was it
laptop.
we said last time? I give a setting appropriate answer, GM.
yeah.
All right.
Give a setting appropriate answer.
All right. The setting appropriate answer is the nameless island. That is.
It's got a
roughly-
name though.
We gotta name it now.
Well,
Yeah, we
the
gotta
reason
name
it's called, the reason it is considered to be the nameless island, it is apparently a cursed island, one where all those who have stepped foot have managed to acquire a quite vermint curse.
Is it the same curse, or is it all different curses?
Lots of people have lots of different names for the curse. Some people
But it's
have...
one curse.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's not like a curse kaleidoscope,
Yeah.
like a chance wheel of curses.
Yeah.
Kaleidoscurse.
I think Alistair's gonna lean into Swift and just go, "We should call it Talvaron's Ruin just to really freak him out."
I like that. Did I tell you about the curse?
Curse?
Just curious. Yeah, there's like a little curse here. No big
Might
deal.
be a little bit more accurate than I initially suspected, but
You know. I mean, it's just like curse related. Cursey, I would call it, rather than a real curse adjacent.
curse adjacent. Yeah.
DM, what's the curse?
The curse is the curse of Nanya.
Nanya. Nanya business.
As in Yanya business.
Hey.
The curse
Very
is
good.
okay. So there are literally countless curses that
Yeah.
get attributed to this place.
Sure.
Okay.
It is simply called the Curse of the Dread Isle.
Not the Curse Island. Any other island we could have landed on, we've landed on Curse Island.
Well, keeping in mind this was
It's
also
just
the
called
direction
Curse
that.
Island.
It just swears a lot.
Yep.
Keeping in mind this was
the
also.
ships pass by like, hey! Hey!
All the seagulls are saying like,
Hey,
shit,
you!
shit. Yeah, exactly.
They
No, I love that every single time you try to curse on
Yeah.
this island, it bleeps it out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Curse Island.
that's the actual.
That's
curse.
why.
That's the
That's
actual-
why
yeah.
it's the nameless island.
Yep.
Makes
I love
perfect
it.
sense.
Now we know.
I love it. I love
So-
that so much.
Okay, so
What are you trying to do, Doug?
I'm trying to draw an X.
Oh, okay. Doing a great job.
It's X adjacent.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Why couldn't it have just been an X?
Because
Why
that's
did
not how
you-
I do things.
Why
Anyway,
did you have to
Yeah.
piece it together through small,
Because then it's
small
a-
horizontal
It's a-
stripes?
It's a mosaic X. It was built by the Romans, all right?
exactly.
Okay.
It's to show that it's an ancient X.
Okay, yeah, it started to break away.
Got bits
parts.
missing.
It's
Yeah,
the
just like
ruins
my
of an
ex-wife.
X.
Alright. So anyway, the the island itself has so many different curses attributed to it over the years that no one curse can, like somebody says, I was turned into a newt. And another person's like, yes, I set sail to my ship and I couldn't find land for 4 months, even with the best navigational charts. Other people say that every time I enter the water, I tend to sink like a rock. There are so many different stories that lie in here, and all of it comes down to that this was the last resting place of perhaps one of the most mysterious of the ancient races. and no one knows anything about it. But Swift, with your knowledge check from before, you would know that this was likely the place of the those ancient, now
Merfolk?
aquatic creatures. Yeah, the ancient merfolk.
Okay. Pre-mermaids. Proto-mermaids. Okay, so I will impart that knowledge and explain that, various curses are attributed to this island, but given the parchment and the guise and all of these conflicting factors, I think this is where those mysterious pre-mermaid civilization was seeded.
Seems to be an artificial sort of effect that might be put on by any remaining inhabitants or failsafes on the island so as to keep people away. So
Maybe
that's
there's just a
probably
cranky
fair.
wizard here who keeps cursing people.
That too.
I don't
Shall
know.
we-
How long is the salvage going to take?
It's going to take a couple of days, so you'll at least need to spend the night here on the island if to salvage everything. Alternatively, you could only salvage a bit of it, and you could make your way sooner rather than later if you would like. The choice is up to you from now as to what you would like to do. You also have, of course, remembering the glowing lantern to light your way. So that still you haven't looked at that recently, but yeah, those are all the things you've got.
What do we think? Should we go for a little walk?
I mean, it might not be the worst idea to explore a little bit and find out what this island has to offer. Could potentially assist us in the furthering of our quest. Captain?
You look over to Fork, and he is in his swimwear gear, which is basically just a loincloth and nothing else. And I'm standing about knee deep in the waves, just on the beach, just staring out, looking outwards towards the sea, and just eyes closed, arms folded, wings folded across the back, and just meditating, it seems.
And we know about Fox.
You don't know much about
Like,
it. You
we
know he's
don't
got
know much about it.
You,
we
you
just
know he's got
that
some
there's
kind
something.
of. He's connected to something below the waves.
Something,
Gotcha.
something
Always talked about.
tentacles.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, you've seen plenty of tentacles. You definitely know that something gives him powers from below the waves, and you're
All
not
right.
sure what.
Now,
it is.
Fork, as you stand in the waves, your ankles start to become icy cold.
I'm cool with that. I'll leave it.
All right. One moment while I.
Ice, babe.
No. All right. So, your feet start to grow incredibly cold, and a chill runs up all the way through your feathers. You close your eyes, and a pair of bright yellow eyes stare at you. They look at you from an impossible depth, even though you are standing on the shallow beach in front of you.
I am close. Closer than before. Can you feel it?
I'm trying.
Breathe deep, my servant.
I'm going to open up my wings and arms, sort of T-pose and wings right out to try and expand the chest as much as possible. I'm going to breathe right down into my belly.
You get the impression he's not asking you to breathe air.
Yeah, I'm trying to do so. Because I can breathe underwater. I'm trying to move my arms out and my wings out to allow room for anything to enter. I'm just opening myself for whatever needs to make its way into my body.
All right. You feel yourself suddenly under vertigo, and Swift, Azales, and Alistair, you watch as Fork turns his back to the ocean and then drops in. As he does so, water rushes into his nose and his eyes. It begins to fill his entire body again with that chill. The water here is deep, dark, and black, and basically just fills every single pore of your body. There you can see a cave with the visage of a man in suffering. You see someone pulled, dragged from the water, screaming by what looks to be tribal individuals with markings over their faces. You see he has something in his clutches. He has what looks to be a glove, and everything he reaches for, everything he touches, seems to turn to gold. He holds up his hand, begging to not be attacked, as the savages, without touching the glove, rip his hand clean off with the swift slice of a tomahawk. You watch as this person is then dragged to the top of a cave, and in the dark, nailed to a wall, and as shamans begin to chant, you see that growths begin to form, pulling over his body. And then darkness. Darkness. As Azales suddenly grabs you by the shirt and tries to pull you out of the water, because you've been down there for 10 minutes.
Captain.
Grab you by the arm, and I say, no, actually, I tell you what, I grab you by the wrist that's grabbing me, and then my other hand goes out and grabs you by the throat.
Yep.
And I say, you dare to interrupt me! And then I can't see who it is.
Water literally just pours out of your eyes like black tears, which is very, very different to the color of the ocean. As each drop of this black ink-like substance pours out of the captain's eyes, it hits the water and turns back into salt water, so it doesn't stain at all. It's almost as if it were never there.
Just, Azales.
You almost drowned. It's my job to protect you.
I let go of your wrist and just grab the sort of side of your head and kind of pull my forehead to yours. And I say, the water will never be a threat to me.
I understand.
I grab the other side of your head and I just say, thank you for your concern. Do not interrupt me again. I'll let you go.
I won't.
And I'll turn back knowing that it's futile to start again now. I saw what I saw.
Swift and Alistair are standing a little way back from this. And Swift says to Alistair, we were worried before. What do you think now?
I think it's a little bit more than worry at this point.
He's getting worse.
I turn around and I kneel down and almost like I'm talking to the sea, I say, I trust that life will be plentiful. I will feed you. I will satiate your hunger. And then I'll stand up. I think we need to explore what the luxuries this island has for us. Ready yourselves. We'll leave in an hour. And I'll walk back towards where we landed on the shore.
As you do so,
actually, no. Did we anchor our ship just offshore, or
you're offshore? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll say we leave in an hour, and then I'll turn and I'll just Michael Phelps it right into the waves and start making my way back to the ship.
Very well. Now, the giant crab that none of you have noticed is dragging away one of the macaw.
Wait, what now?
What?
You watch as this macaw is...
Place.
No. Spins around the staff.
All right, who wants shellfish for dinner?
As Alistair
Starts walking towards it.
As Alistair walks towards the creature, we pan away from our heroes on the beach, with Fork heading back for a regroup before exploring further.
In mechanical terms, Fork needs a short rest because
Yeah, I need a short
Yeah.
rest as well.
You guys can actually have a long rest here. So this is a long rest, and you guys will
Hells yeah.
also level up.
Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up.
Oh yeah.
But as we peel away, we see upon the island itself a cave bearing the mark of a human face, a skull, with water pouring out of its lips. Within this dark and shadowy cave, there is a large stairwell rising in the dark to a single column of light. A tunnel leads into the dark, almost as if it were retreating from the light itself. There, a stone figure rests quietly against the wall, eyes shut, until a single drop of rain pours in from above. As it drips down, it follows the contours of the stone, and a single eye opens, and a croaky, withered breath whispers, "He has come." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to end today's session.
Yes.
All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. There is a we're actually so I hope you guys enjoyed this because there's two things I got to announce here. Number one is that first of all, we are very, very happy to be back on our way with the adventures of the Sirens and Silver crew. As always, we do apologize. We do obviously have such busy schedules with this wonderful group of talented people, but we appreciate every single time you guys can come out and be with us and hang out. The story involving this lovely gentleman that you can see here, who, by the way, was made using the materials at Hero Forge somehow. I won't share my secrets, but, you know, it happens. But this is actually a prelude. So in addition to not only being the adventure that we are playing for Sirens and Silver, this little side is a teaser for a 12-hour marathon that we will be running on May the 14th or May the 13th for folks in the US. It is only this is kind of like a prologue, like before our big adventure as well. So we are actually going to be teasing something that is going to happen. So do watch next fortnight when we come back, because that will be the prologue episode for that. But also, again, continuing our characters' stories and adventures and connections, which I hope you guys are excited about, because I know I am. Now, before we sign off, we are going to do Stars and Wishes, because that's something that I know that people are super keen for, and they love seeing. Stars and Wishes, for those of you who don't know, is a way for us to celebrate excellence, celebrate each other, celebrate the stuff that we do, but at the same time offer some feedback on things we'd love to find out about. If you guys have any questions, throw them out there. I'll answer them in chat, and if you guys have your own Stars and Wishes, throw them in chat as well. Let's start with Captain Fork.
Hello. Stars and Wishes. My star is, let's see. I really liked Alastair. I really liked Patrick describing the vortex. That vortex of water was very cool, very descriptive. I could see it in my mind as it encircled and grabbed, sort of buffered. Not buffered. What was the word?
Buffeted.
Buffeted. Yeah, it was very visual, very cool. And as an aside, I really liked you absorbing the glitter bomb that went off. Is this an element? Could I absorb this glitter? Wishes. I don't know, man. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the whole thing. I got to kill some fool, only just.
Right.
Kill some fool. Got to turn my ship into a mimic. I got to have my folk descends into craziness moment. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this was lacking. I felt like I was kind of thrust into it a little bit too quickly at the start. There wasn't a lot of prep or like talk or like what was going on
So
last week or
weird.
anything.
Crazy,
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
noise.
crazy.
It was,
Yeah.
did feel like
Yeah.
the start was a bit too rushed for me. That's probably my wish. I wish that I had paid attention to the clock today and not been distracted by my little puppy.
Well, I mean that's at
Love
least
you,
a
Bobby.
worthwhile thing. I mean, look,
I'm already starting to exploit that dog. I'm going to exploit him for money when people are like, "Puppy cam, give the bits for the puppies," and I'm already at the I'm exploiting him for excuses. That's what I'm exploiting him for at the moment.
There's the name for the dog. Just name him Bunbury, and you'll be all set.
Or bits.
or Inigo.
And then you can eat your homework.
Or Inigo
Oh,
Octavius
nice.
Puppy.
Aldrin. So his name is IOU.
Nice.
Nice.
Patrick, stars and wishes, my friend.
Oh God, stars! So many different things. The persuasion checks for Swift, just like
Yeah,
convincing, and like the way
To
that
get a
each of them
friend.
were flavored was just absolutely excellent. I loved just all of the laughter moments from Azales this session. Just pain, pain. But also the acknowledgement of, oh, you know what? Sometimes there are things not worth conquering. Like there are fights not worth fighting, and this is one of them.
A guy
And the
who
fact that
shovels
we-
poo for a living, and that's all he's
Yeah.
got for
I
his entire
think
life.
we got
I think
him
we're
to
good.
join the crew.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Kind of. Gave him a choice.
And
Yeah.
then
Can't go
just
down.
Scoop.
Falk continuing to chase the dragon.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah.
it gets worse and worse each time, and I'm loving it.
There's a lot deeper into this rabbit hole that he can fall before
Yep.
before you can get him out there.
And also
Swift objects to the word rabbit hole. In case you're wondering.
it didn't quite go that direction, but Rob, there was the moment where you had missed all of the attacks and you were making the decision to add flavor to every miss
The
you
miss.
had. Like,
Right.
is this something else trying to tell me
Mm.
something more about the scene? Like, it didn't end up going that way, but I still loved that idea that you had of making the most of those.
Like Fox not used to missing attacks, so he's thinking like he's attributing. Like I love that he's descending into a point where he's kind of just attributing. He's seeing signs where even there might not be any. He's getting given signs. He's definitely getting given signs, but now he's getting given so many signs, and he's trying to interpret them that he's seeing signs where there aren't any. He just missed. He just missed because he's on a boat, and that's the way the battle goes sometimes. But he's like, "Did I miss because there was a sign?"
And he's starting to get more paranoid. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. As far as wishes go, we got a mimic ship, man. There's not much
Yeah,
more I can
sometimes
ask.
it's like that.
Like,
sometimes,
It's a schmimic.
Schmimic.
mimic.
Schmimic.
I wish we had more time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, the 2 hours are digestible, but let's not lie.
Yeah.
Like a good game. 3-4 hours.
Yeah, man.
I mean, but this group could
4 hours
easily.
could
finish.
I was gonna say this crew could easily I love playing with you guys.
Yeah, one day we'll all be millionaires and we don't have to do anything but sit there and play games, and that's when we'll just play
Exactly.
games.
Exactly.
Janet?
Many of my favorite moments have been mentioned already, but I don't care, and I'm going to say them anyway.
Good.
The cloud of pain. Azales' cloud of pain.
Pain.
Pain. And the thing is, what I love is he started off so eloquently, and then
Yeah.
it just dissolved into pain. It was amazing. I loved it. Trialistane. I'd never seen Trialistane before. I love Trialistane. Trialistane
one.
can stay. Love him. And also, our joint sort of parental love
Yeah,
over this
that's
little
cool.
mimic.
Yeah, that's good.
I just,
I'm
yeah, I
excited.
like that. I like where this is going. Like, you already had a bond with a ship. I already had a bond with a mimic. Now we've got a mimic ship. It's destined. Destiny.
It's perfect. It's a perfect combo.
What can I say? Rob's sort of mini homage with his
That was cool shit. Derek.
tentacular
That was cool.
entity. I
Tentacular.
thought that was really, really interesting as well. And just Dag rolling with the punches, as always. Actually, my favorite moment was what you didn't notice was the giant crab running away with one of the macaws. That was so left field.
Well, you pulled that crap on me before, so I was like, I'm gonna put a crab on the map and I'm gonna move him around, and then if no one notices, he grabs him a car and there he goes.
Amazing.
We
I love
were
it. I
so
did see the
transfixed with
crabs.
this.
I wasn't sure if it was like a misclick and you're just like showing off like a combatant that wasn't meant to be there.
We were so transfixed with the whole scene, all along, click, 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 click. This crab just like sidling in and then sidling out again. Amazing. If I had one wish in this ultimately amazing game, there've been some little moments between Alistair and Swift where we've been looking at the captain, and none of them have quite come to fruition yet, because they always happen at these like very dramatic moments where we have to move on. So
Right.
I think it was the third time now when Swift has looked at Alistair and Alistair has looked at Swift. We've gone, there's some shit going down here, and that moment
we
has
need to
never
talk
quite
about
had
this.
a space where it's like we have some HR issues and
Yeah.
they start at the
Gotta do
top.
something about it. Like, and should we talk
The
about?
house
We
seems
should
to be
we
on
should-
fire. No,
Right.
it's
Like-
fine.
At the
This
stage
is
where
all
you're
very
going, we're
well,
gonna need
but
to
our
deal with that at
captain
some
is
point.
mad.
Yeah. Can we
that's
talk about the
amazing.
fact that the house is on fire? I feel like we should talk about the fact that the house is on fire.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
a-
So I would say
And
if
then
I
there's a
had one
cutscene of the
star,
house being on fire
Yeah,
from outside.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
if I had one wish, it would be just a little bit more space to develop the reaction to what's going
Yes.
on with the captain, because what's going on with the
Yeah.
captain is so dramatic, so impressive. But I feel like we want to get involved with that somehow.
Yeah, otherwise it'll get
yes,
to the point
I
where,
agree
like, when
with
you're
that.
watching a movie and you go, like, why would nobody have said something to him by now?
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
why? Like, they've
That's
all
where I'm
noticed.
at.
We've had the
We need to
we've
have a
had
little.
we've seen the aside where they noticed and they pointed, and we've seen the reactions of them. So they have noticed he's
Yeah.
crazy. Why have we not seen a scene where they confront him
Like,
about it?
Hey.
Well, I think this
Yeah.
might be a good point, because of course
Have an
while we
intervention.
level up and stuff like that, having that downtime that you've got now for a couple of days while the macaw are salvaging the boat that you've now wrecked, you know, it's a good chance for those things to happen. So I will definitely make sure to give a
think
little bit of time to.
I think it works though in story that it hasn't happened yet, because you've
Yeah.
kind of you do have that
Mm.
moment of going like, hey, this is a problem, isn't it? But it's not a big enough problem to actually confront him about it, because that's
Yeah,
going to
there are so many problems right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
you're like,
I-
this is a problem, this is a problem, and then
Yeah.
he's just essentially attacked his first mate, and best
storytelling wise,
friend.
the
the fact that he's got
throat
he's,
is it's a big deal.
escalating to Azales of all people
Yeah.
is like that's the bit where it's like, okay, we can't just keep saying this is a problem. We need to actually action the fact that this is a problem now.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that hook there, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a tasty hook."
Yeah.
It's like that's a tasty hook. I hope someone
Yeah,
picks
it's
that
when
up.
you grabbed me and pulled me out, and I said I just grabbed you by the hand, and then I thought, no, here's where this needs to go at this stage.
Yeah.
I need to grab you by the throat and say,
Yeah, I
and like
loved it.
threaten you. Don't fucking interrupt me again. How dare you? Sort of thing.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And he's never flexed his authority as captain over you in that way before.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the first time, right?
Yeah.
Like it's always been like this mutual thing, but that's the first time it's like, because I guess like that's that allure, right? You were right there.
Yeah,
it was happening.
I was in it, and you
Yeah.
just pulled me out of it. You
Yeah,
fuck. And then like,
exactly.
yeah, it's good stuff.
Dread.
Oh boy, I absolutely love this game so gosh darn much. So I'm gonna do what Janet did and give everyone a star, but I'll do half and half. So, it's fine. Okay, we're going from Rob. Oh man, you're on point tonight. I felt
I wasn't
the role
on time,
play.
but I was on point.
No, you're on point. Yeah. I
Into
felt the role play, the serious role play at the end there. Like it was just, it was so good, and it escalated as well, because just before that you'd grabbed the macaw and given them a warning, and that was like a little bit of foreshadowing, and then we led into that like how much heavier sort of role play. But every time you jump into Fork, it's like it's just awesome. So there's other stuff like on the ship and stuff like that, but that was like, oh, I was there. It was like the serious role play that I love as well. Alistair, tree hug. It was the best. I love that whole scene. It was. I think it was like a bonding moment for our characters, which I adored.
I 100% agree.
Right?
100%
Yeah,
agree.
I really
It's
enjoyed
Alistair.
it.
It was really good.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Alistair.
Ooh. Phew. I loved it so gosh darn much. But I also give you your half of I will treat you like you are my own.
Yeah.
So good.
my child now.
You're my child now. So good. Okay, so we are in the. I'll give Dag half and half as well. So Dag, one of the ones that I loved is just the whole start encounter. But I absolutely enjoyed the back and forth between Pugrim and Azales, because like it was just like this like beautiful like things. I'm glad that I missed and there was no actual damage and I got that. Like it was just a beautiful sequence there, and a counterweight to Azales being so overbearing, right? But then it was like, no, here's some light, and I was like, okay, we're going with this. I'm gonna go with it, and so that's why I picked it up and I did the comedy part, because you need that sometime with the characters like Azales, right? So thank you for that, because it was perfect. Okay, wishes. Now we're at the halfway point. The only thing I would wish is like I really want to see everyone like stories, right? Like we're seeing like this great Fork story, and I want to see the great Swift and Alistair and Azales story, but I only think that's because I love the characters so much, and that's gonna come in time, hopefully. So like it's like right now I feel like we're on the Fork storyline, and I'm hoping that we can one day get to the Swift and Alistair and Azales storyline, and that will just happen with play. But that's just a wish I have, and I think that's something that can be like changed within a week or whatever, but I love the characters so much, so I want to see more about like their storylines. Okay, other half, Dag. Oh my gosh, I loved everything that you did at the end as well. We went from the comedy scene to the heavy scene as well, and it was just like so good, because we had this like light fluffy entree and we went straight into the heavy dark role play and scene building, and it was like, oh, so good. And oh my gosh, Janet, you made me fall in love with Swift so much tonight. With, oh, you're my little baby, I love you so much. I'm gonna look after you. It's gonna be the best. And it's just like like I loved every single approach to it. And of course, you are the mimic mama. Of course, you're the mimic mama, and I love it so much. I love it so much. It's amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if there was more mimics that become under the matron mimic mama.
Yay!
Yay!
Mother of mimics!
Mama!
Ultimate chaos!
So that's it.
I-
Now you're basically just naked with like all these mimics just like making up your clothes.
Mimic clothing.
We
Yep.
we have to scratch out Razor's Edge and put
Mimic
Mimic
Mama.
Menagerie or something.
Mimic mama.
You know,
Yeah.
the ship gets yet another name.
I loved it so much. Like every time you did the voice, and to give you and the role play, to give you a little bit more. I love the hook that you did at the end with Alistair. Like we need, like that's serious. And the other one was your natural 20 squeak. I loved it. I loved it so much. It made me so happy. Okay, that's my stars and wishes.
I will just say this outrightly. Janet's laugh has no other effect than to bring joy to other people. Like
Agreed.
ever since I've met Janet, it's just the cutest and most adorable thing. I have not been able to not smile. I've tried actually. I was like serious jagged jaw face, and then she laughs and it's just gone. Like no, just can't do it. So yes, you're a delight.
He's
in
trying
your
not
room,
to
and
laugh.
it's amazing. All right, so my stars and wishes are going to be this. My stars are you. You guys are my stars. Like I honestly love having you guys here. The thing is as much as I do take credit for like a little bit here and there, really it's you guys that feed me the best stuff, and going with what you guys present to me is a true pleasure, because it really does not only test the limits of my creativity, but gives me the platform in which I can showcase it. Everything from Swift trying to communicate to a giant mimic through a ladle, all the way through to Fork standing on the beach. Like I didn't write, like here is my pre-written dialogue for what happens when Fork goes into the water and tries to commune with his god. I didn't have that stuff. Like it's not there. It's just that's what you did. So I guess something should happen here, right? And then and that's where it all comes in.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the case. And you are all just so creative, and it's just a true pleasure to share that stage with you guys and just feed off your energies and your awesomeness. I definitely agree with Dredd. Like when it comes to my wishes, I definitely know that right now, at least, we're looking at like some of the Fork stuff. I know that we've like touched on some of the Swift stuff with Shelby and the Prince. Alastane, obviously, with his old crew and the Vengeance quest with Dr. Snapper and Jagajor, you know, like we're building up more about like Alastane's old crew. My biggest wish is I need to sink my teeth into Azales next. I haven't quite picked up on something to kind of draw out of yet, but I will find something.
Give me things to knock down. I'm a Conquest Paladin. I want to know the glory.
But why are you a
Conquest Paladin? What is the real quality? What is the relationship with Azales' mother?
Man,
you know,
tell me about your childhood.
Into that. Let's get a little bit.
Right.
What
do you see
they
when you
call
look
it a
at
great
this?
sword for a reason, because I'm great.
I'm great, really.
The answer's always
Despite the fact that my mum never tucked me in. All right. Well, thank you so much, of course, to the other stars of my show, you guys in the audience. Without you guys being here, you know, I mean, what are we doing? Thank you for spending your time and giving us your precious, precious afternoon, evening, and morning. My name has been Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. You can find me here doing all sorts of stuff. Over there, we got Robert Hartley, GM. The Robert Hartley, GM, from the Viva La Dirt League team, and, of course, a Twitch channel over on his own right. Go check him out. There's a bunch of cool stuff there. And if you want to check out our marathon on the 14th, that's where we're going to be starting, so definitely go and drop a follow if you haven't already. Then, of course, we have none other than the incredibly talented Patrick Keefe from That Grey Gentleman, a wonderful performer, voice actor, and, of course, Pirates from the Seventh Sea over on your podcast, which I don't have it queued up.
The writer's room.
I got it queued up.
No. Do you have a link
waiting.
that you can throw into chat?
Oh, link?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Link.
So yeah, go check out the writer's room. It is a
Do you have a link
hoot.
tree?
I'm not gonna lie. I may have watched a few episodes and like maybe ninja'd a few things from the GM there. No, I'm not saying anything. I mean, who steals stuff in this world? I mean, come on. Then of course, next up we have, of course, the delight. That is Janet from World Anvil, of course, one of the main brainchilds behind World Anvil, along with her lovely partner, Dimmy, who, by the way, I love you, Dimmy! I missed you! Yes, it's love. And World Anvil, of course, the paramount writing tool that you can use for any of your world building, whether you're writing an RPG system or if you're creating a novel, the best place to organize and create and collate your thoughts and ideas. Highly recommend go checking it out because first of all, it is free if you want to use it. But even if you do want to subscribe and help out the developers, it's chicken feed. It's like a cup of coffee a month. It's like nothing. So consider going to World Anvil. And guess what? I have that. I have it because I adulted at some point, and now I have a link. Go follow link and go see World Anvil. Do it. And then, of course, last but absolutely not least, the man himself, the wonderful Dreaded GM, a wonderful and charitable soul who runs his own Twitch channel over at twitch.tv/the Dreaded GM, where you will find us on next Mother's Day, which will be the 8th for our folks in the US, the 9th for the folks in Australia, where we will be playing into his iconic Hallmark adventure coming up in 2 weeks. Dread?
I'm on it. I'm on it.
So, and lastly, a big shout out and thank you to Roll Stream for coming in and raiding during that outro. Anyone who raids and stuff like that is a very important thing. Community is all about bringing each other up, celebrating excellence, and thank you for bringing your community here and sharing in the excellence that we do. We are now going to go and raid and give you guys an opportunity to earn some of those big dag bucks. Who is out and about doing stuff right now? I think I saw a Mendari.
Ooh.
I might be lying.
Yeah, that's right. We're negging. Mendari.
No. I don't have Mendari.
Yeah.
Calm down. No, Mendari's not streaming. Okay, put him away, boys. All right. So who is out now? We have
boy. Who's on?
Dead Aussie Gamer?
Dead Aussie Gamer's on.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Gamer.
Yeah,
he's all right.
Not
Pretty
sure
good.
about him.
Wait, should we rate a smaller streamer or do we want to go bigger?
Mike Moans.
Mike Moans.
Who's Mike Moans?
That sounds
Don't know.
weirdly
We've
erotic.
been to Mike
Why
Moans
does he
before. He is a streamer, and I do believe that he is sex
He's-
positive. So,
He's currently doing
pain stream.
Boblina the Goblina.
Yeah.
Stream raids, doing painting, mini painting.
Who else?
Let's see. Burrow's doing stuff. Old Burrow's playing Elden Ring. I mean, it's almost as if people don't want to be streaming at this time zone.
Well, I got someone called
Crazy.
Dice Wranglers. There's more. Let me see. Read their about section. Dice Wranglers are a team of 5 Aussies who stream homebrew 5e campaigns every fortnight. The party consists of the Dungeon Master at Bruce Uncut and the players, and they have their tags there as well.
All right, Dice Wranglers it is. All right.
Dice Wranglers, we're
Boom.
coming for you.
All right, so thank you very much, everyone, for joining. If you are in chat, of course, don't forget when we roll into their stream, spam them with all the love because we don't want them to be able to read chat. I consider it a personal victory if you help me make it so that they are so confused that they don't know who rated them. If every time that happens, greatest joy of my life. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Until we meet again, as always, from all of us to you, game hard.
Or die trying.
Yeah.
Bye, folks.
Bye.